Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my devlog about a game I'm working on using the Godot engine called Monkey Capped. The premise for this game is fairly simple. It is a 2D puzzle platformer where you play as three handicapped monkeys that must use their capabilities as well as disabilities to together reach the end of the level. And the idea for this game was inspired by this picture based on the saying, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, but really based on this picture showing a monkey that can't hear, see, or speak. And I wanted to take this idea and turn it into a cooperative experience. And I'm hoping in the future I can implement multiplayer so that you can play with your friends to work together to get to the end of level. And I'm hoping that based on this game's features I'm developing, as well as the physics engine of this game engine, that you guys can generate lots of dynamic gameplay as you play through. So speaking of features, let's dive into the ones I have currently developed. So the first feature I want to talk about is allowing the player to toggle between different monkeys. So let's toggle to monkey number 2, which is the monkey with no arms but has legs. There are a couple things you'll notice. For good player experience, I wanted the camera 2D to pan to the current monkey you can control, as well as disable the other monkeys that you can toggle towards. This allows the player to be focused on the monkey that they're controlling and not having to control three monkeys at the same time, which I know for a fact would make a terrible gameplay experience. So now let's dive into the individual monkeys that we can control. Let's start with the current monkey we're using, which is the monkey with no arms but has legs. This monkey can jump, and I also have double jump disabled using a raycast 2D, which basically just checks if your monkey is grounded, and if your monkey is grounded, you can jump, and if not, then you can't jump. Simple enough. This monkey has no arms, so it can't grab, but it can walk on top of other monkeys. Hopefully we don't push that hand monkey off the rails, off the platform. Now let's jump to monkey number 3, which is the monkey with no arms and no legs. Pretty useless, right? But let's turn its disability into a capability. So let's toggle monkey number 2, and we can use this monkey as a platform. We can push this monkey around. We can even launch ourselves even higher using the game's physics. And we can grab onto this monkey and throw it. And we can even platform the head monkey on top of other monkeys and reach places that we usually cannot go to for the other monkeys that you have selected. So this would be an example of dynamic gameplay. I did not come up with this. It's just playing around with the physics and the features I developed. So now let's jump into the last feature, which is the hand monkey with no legs. This is my favorite because it was technically challenging in terms of many layers needed for developing the features as well as providing a seamless experience for the player. So the first thing I wanted to develop was allowing the monkey to grab onto objects, and I had to understand first what does it even mean to detect an object you can grab. And the way I've done this is I've used a raycast 2D to just check the distance between my monkey's grab range and the monkey that can be grabbed. And when it reaches an object that's set with the collision layer of grabbable, then it will glow red, meaning you can grab it. Now, what does it mean to hold on to an object? So the way I've implemented this, and to keep it fairly simple, was I just have a node 2D called hand, position at my grab, the endpoint of my grab distance, and when I press spacebar, you can grab the monkey. And it is offset by a certain distance because I just wanted the player to be able to see where the monkey can be thrown, which is for the next feature I'm going to be talking about. So when you hold on to an object, your monkey, the object you're holding on to will have this oscillating effect, which is an angle being calculated every frame between a minimum and a maximum And the most interesting part about this is that you can build off this angle you're calculating, and know if you know basic vector mathematics, you can simply use that angle to calculate a direction you want to throw at with an applied force as such. And we can even throw it left, or you can throw it left or right. So let's try to throw it to the left side. There you go. And the most interesting part to cap this throwing left and right um, feature is that I wanted to keep my design again very simple. So I decided to um, make a decision that when I want to flip my monkey around, I just took all the nodes that I wanted to flip and just stuff it under a utilities node, utilities node 2D, and simply say in my code that if I'm moving left or right, then I'll just update the scale.x value of my utilities node to 1 or -1, or set it based on the value of the x value of my heading vector. This creates a mirroring effect and reduces quite a large amount of overhead development that you would have to go through if this was not even available or not even possible. So there you have it with the grabbing and throwing. And the last feature I worked on was allowing the monkey to climb up ropes or vines, climbable objects basically. And again, I like to keep my design process simple. So the way I've done this is, let's say you have this vine right here. We have an area 2D for this vine with a collision layer called, if I can find it, we have a climbable platform with a collision layer called climbable. And for our monkey with arms, we have a Area 2D called detect ladder, which can just collide with a climbable layer. So that basically means you just run into this Area 2D and there'll be a variable toggle saying near a climbable object. And when you press up, you can now start climbing, if you disabled gravity while you're doing this. There's a bit of a quirk when you hold up and you're detecting a climbable object. You basically just bounce up. Depending on how much trouble this causes players, I might just keep it in here. And it's just might be just a fun, little bug to noodle around with. And that's all the features I currently have developed. I hope my explanation was pretty clear and not headache inducing, and I hope you guys had an enjoying watch for this video, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.